He's taking down the best of the best in the UFC, one submission at a time. Islam Makhachev isn't just a wrestler, he's a stranglehold specialist, and his victims are the biggest names in the lightweight division. But how does he do it? What makes his wrestling so dominant? Today, we dive into his most vicious finishes, the ones that leave opponents gasping for air and begging for mercy. Buckle up, fight fans, it's about to get grappling intense. The highly anticipated rematch between Makhachev and Volkanovski at UFC 294 was a simmering storm from the get-go. Volkanovski, the featherweight champion, stepping in on short notice, brought an undeniable buzz to the arena. Everyone expected a technical striking battle between two champions, a chess match played on the feet. But Makhachev, he had other plans. His approach was measured, almost cautious at first. He tested the waters with leg kicks, gauging Volkanovski's reactions, feeling for openings.
Expect Islam to be a little more measured. I think the idea that he was going to finish Volkanovski made him start a little faster than he normally does.
The crowd, sensing the tension, held its breath with each exchange. Then in a blink, the storm broke. A lightning-fast high kick, launched with precision and power, connected flush on Volkanovski's chin. The arena erupted in shock. The champion momentarily stunned. Makhachev, seizing the opportunity, bounced. A flurry of punches followed, each blow landing with purpose, rocking Volkanovski back on his heels. It was a dominant display, not just of raw power, but of calculated striking and a deep understanding of his opponent's strengths and weaknesses. In one swift, decisive moment, Makhachev shattered the image of him being solely a grappling specialist. He proved unequivocally that he was a complete mixed martial artist, capable of dominating both on the feet and on the ground, even way before this. Remember Drew Dober? A walking highlight reel of explosive scrambles and lightning-fast takedowns, strutted into the UFC 259 cage, radiating raw confidence. His fists were cocked, his wrestling game honed to a razor's edge. He was ready to unleash his signature chaos on anyone unfortunate enough to share the octagon with him.
Omaha, Nebraska, Drew Dober!
But across from him stood Islam Makhachev, a grappler known for his adaptability and calm under pressure. This wasn't going to be a simple brawl, a clash of two wrecking balls. This was a cerebral game of chess played on the unforgiving canvas. The opening exchanges were a masterclass in anticipation and reaction. Dober, true to form, exploded with wild scrambles every time Makhachev threatened a takedown. The crowd roared with each reversal, the tension thick in the air.
A lot of what Islam does is from the clinch. He does a really good job of playing with your feet, tripping you, throwing you all the sambo.
But Makhachev, ever the patient predator, wasn't drawn into Dober's chaotic rhythm. He observed, adjusted, and began employing subtle footwork, disrupting Dober's balance just enough to create controlled takedowns. It wasn't brute force or flashy throws, but calculated precision, exploiting the slightest openings. Once on the ground, the battle entered a new dimension.
Islam was able to take him down the first attempt. That's huge.
And very quickly, right? Very easily.
Dober, the Houdini of escapes, threatened with slick armbars and triangles from seemingly impossible positions. Yet, Makhachev remained the picture of composure. His positional awareness was impeccable, his escape smooth and effortless.
I love that pass. That pass was so smooth and kept all of his weight on the front of Dober's body, on the top half.
Remember that moment in the second round when Dober almost locked in a guillotine? The arena held its breath, but Makhachev, with a flick of his hips and a twist of his body, slipped out like a shadow. This wasn't just Makhachev dictating the fight, it was a masterclass in reading and reacting in real time. He adapted his strategy on the fly, anticipating Dober's scrambles and countering them with calculated takedowns.
Very aware of the left hand of Dober. Beautiful safety.
Now he knows how to strong.
Look at that.
He remained calm amidst the chaos, his patience a weapon against Dober's frenetic energy. It was a display of not just physical prowess, but also of strategic brilliance and mental fortitude. Ask Thiago Moises, a tough Brazilian grappler, entered the UFC on ESPN 26 fight against Makhachev with a plan: avoid the takedown at all costs. But Makhachev, like a chess player anticipating every move, had other plans. He used his wrestling not just to take Moises down, but to manipulate him, to wear him down. Each takedown wasn't just a singular event, but part of a larger strategy.
You know, from a guard position,
He'd switch positions, control different limbs, tire Moises out, all while searching for the perfect submission opportunity. It wasn't a flashy display of throws and slams, but a calculated dismantling of Moises' will. Every escape attempt was met with another takedown, every scramble controlled.
Thiago's doing the right thing here. You just got to stay calm, don't panic. Hold that neck, try to get the hooks in. Take the neck home with it.
Finally, in the fourth round, with Moises physically and mentally drained, Makhachev locked in the rear naked choke, squeezing the fight out of him.
How about it? Moises in his first main event.
And it was absolutely textbook. Nice, it was good enough.
This wasn't just a win, it was a masterclass in strategic grappling, and so his fight with Oliveira.
Oliveira, who's plus 165. Oliveira in yellow, Makhachev in red.
The UFC 280 main event was electric. Charles Oliveira, the reigning lightweight champion, walked in with 11 straight wins. A whirlwind of submission magic. Islam Makhachev, the rising contender, exuded quiet confidence, his wrestling prowess a looming threat. The first round was a back-and-forth battle, showcasing both fighter strengths.
Makhachev keeping that elbow on the chin of Oliveira, now tries to posture up. Charles swivels a hip.
But in the second, the tide turned. Makhachev landed a perfectly timed right hand, stunning the champion. The arena held its breath.
I think he's just aware of the takedowns coming in his direction.
I think Oliveira with... Knockdown for Makhachev!
Oliveira, wobbly but determined, tried to recover. Makhachev, seizing the opportunity, transitioned seamlessly into a picture-perfect arm triangle choke. The crowd gasped. The commentators roared. The champion, seconds ago untouchable, was trapped.
He's got to watch the arm triangle here. If Makhachev can pass the guard, he's got the arm triangle.
The pressure mounted. Oliveira's face contorted in agony. Finally, the inevitable tap. Makhachev had dethroned the king, not just with brute force, but with calculated pressure and technical brilliance. But what do you think? Is Islam Makhachev the future of the lightweight division? Can anyone stop his grappling dominance? Let me know in the comments below, and let's discuss. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And a big thanks to Islam Makhachev for putting on such amazing fights.